Good morning, everyone. Clint McLaughlin here, Midwest Market Management. I've got Riley Sykart on with me here today. We're going to dive right into South America weather. Riley, planting season's underway. We're harvesting here, they're planting there. Like it just goes from one growing season to the next. I would say the overall mindset or thought at South America weather right now is clearly it's way too early to really be talking about any type of national yield changes or anything of that magnitude. They are coming off the dry season, hot, dry, moving into the wetter season. Traditionally, this time of year, they're waiting for moisture levels to improve so that they can plant. They've had some pretty good windows of opportunity to get some seed in the ground. But now we're starting to turn a little bit drier again. Is that not really what we got, Riley?
It looks like there's that window here over the last 10 days where there was some rainfall, and I think a lot of guys got rolling. But looking at the forecast right now, it looks like the heat's coming back into the north, and there's going to be enough dry down. I could see a lot of guys sitting and being patient and waiting for more rainfall before they keep the planters running.
Sure.
So, well, not a big deal for first crop and yields on that. Where it really makes a difference is like up in Mato Grosso, that can have a huge Safrinha crop impact, because Safrinha crop, it's all about timing of when it gets planted. And if you wait too long to plant it, then there's more, they can have full crop failures down there. It's not just, oh, instead of 200 bushel corn, we're going to have 170 bushel corn like we're used to up here.
Sure.
So, but moving now into the maps, first thing as always, we want to put into perspective how big of an area Brazil is. Looking to move more into Argentina now over the next couple of weeks too. But a couple new maps here today. Areas to watch, corn production. This isn't just first crop. This is Safrinha crop included. So a lot of area that we're covering here. Mato Grosso, Goiás, the Tocantins to the north. These are where acres are really being expanded here in the northeast. So important to watch there. But for first crop corn, weather is more crucial down in these southern regions where that's where a lot of the first crop corn is planted, whereas the north has a lot of beans and then put Safrinha crop into the ground. So this is a huge amount of area. I'll show the normal map that I do here in a second. But first, I want to move into the soybean production as well. So I mentioned a lot of beans more to the north, and map showing it right here, a lot of dark green to heavy green. This is where bean growing is so heavy and important to watch, is in that northern region where it can get hotter and drier. So important to watch there. And just the one region, Mato Grosso, if you put it on a US map, it's almost the entire Midwest. So you're talking about a huge region that we're looking at here. So moving in 1 to 5 day temperatures, still in the 90s down there in the north. But like you and I mentioned, those guys are getting used to 105 to 110. So 90s is, they might have to break the sweatshirts out for that. But down in the south, temperatures in the 70s to 80s, perfect planting conditions. They've had a lot of rain in the south. So I would expect planting progress to continue at a pretty normal pace down there. 6 to 10 day here. This is the change that's being continued. Heat's coming back, especially in that expanding region and even eastern Mato Grosso. Average temps over 100. That's not just 1 day highs. That's the average highs over that 5 day window. So a lot of heat going on, and without much more rain in the forecast. That's why you and I both mentioned in the beginning, Clint, I think a lot of farmers might be putting on the brakes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to track that as we, move along here and see what happens when the numbers come out next week.
Yep. So looking at the last 2 weeks of rainfall, this is why a lot of people did get going. Mato Grosso, Goiás, areas in the south all got rains that they wanted to start getting planting underway. The problem is that dry spell that they have in the prior months suck all the moisture out of the soil. So they need more continued rains to keep guys going. It's not just like here in the US where that rain could tide them by for a month to 2 months. Down there, they need the rain to continue. And with the brakes getting put on it, it could stop a lot of guys. This is why we're getting stopped. 1 to 5 day, pretty much bone dry everywhere. Small chances in northwest Mato Grosso, but other than that, not really anything in the forecast. 6 to 10 days shows a little bit here to the south. The guys that have already had the best luck down there in southern Brazil looks like they can continue getting it. So harvest progress down there, I don't expect to slow down. But these northern regions still a lot of zeros in the mix, Clint. So especially on the soybean planting progress, I would expect a bit of a slow start. So putting it all together, 1 to 13 day, 2-week forecast, still not anything new there. Western Mato Grosso is going to catch some rain. Southern Brazil is going to catch some rain. Other than that, nothing. So a lot of the planting percentages are actually a week behind when they get reported. So I wouldn't be shocked to see pretty good progress in the report that we're going to be looking at next week. But the ones following that, I'd expect some slowdown. So overall, that's all I got today, Clint. Not anything huge to affect national yield yet, but certainly some questions and some slowdown.
Yeah, it's never easy, Riley. It'll be a challenge every year, and I appreciate everybody tuning in here. We'll be back on next Tuesday to let you know how we're going to get the week started out. We'll have a little bit of planning update. And again, keep in mind, this is what year 2 of South America weather for us. And actually, we really just started last year with Safrinha weather. So we're learning as we go too. Appreciate any insight or comments that guys want to make. But as we move forward here, we're doing the best we can to keep you up to date with what's going on. Try to keep you zoomed out at a 10,000 foot level so that we approach weather with a mindset that we're looking at it from a large scale, looking for large scale problems, not isolated issues. One of my biggest griefs with the weather industry as a whole is that drama sells, and therefore we go in and we look for the problem areas and then we just beat it to death. And, we fail to look at it from the grand scheme of things, and producers often get out of whack with their grain marketing based on how we just focus on the isolated problems rather than looking at it as a whole. So that's the agenda here. We hope you support that thought process, and if so, we're happy to have you back. Again, Clint McLaughlin, Midwest Market Management, Riley Sarkard. You can check us out at midwestmarketmanagement.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.